Good afternoon. It's your boy Trey Colbeck here for another episode of Harness News Update, episode 34, August 16th edition. We're live on our presenting partner, HarnessLink. HarnessLink.com is the only harness racing website dedicated to covering news and events in the standardbred industry worldwide. And we're also here brought to you by our episode sponsor, HarnessBid, the game changer for the standardbred harness racing bloodstock industry, providing buyers and sellers an easy-to-use platform that offers global reach, unparalleled transparency, and convenience for its customers. With zero commission on every horse sold, buyers can purchase horses with the confidence that they're getting the best value for their money, while at the same time, sellers can list their horses without worrying about hefty commission fees eating into their profits. For more information and to get started, visit harnessbid.com. Today's episode, we have fair bit to go over. The U.S. Sire Stakes action, like always. We had a couple Canadian Sire Stakes action. Atlantic Canada and Ontario go over the last couple of days. And, of course, the third and final trial for the Gold Cup in Saucer was Monday at Charlottetown. But first, before we do that, let's look at an update at the World Driving Championship standings list. Here they are up on the screen. We got our 10 competitors. Netherlands entry there up at the top at 103 points. Canada's own Doug McNair fell a little bit, was leading after day one, now has 63 points, just a few ahead of United States Jordan Ross. The third leg of four is probably on right now in Belgium at Hippodrome de Wallonie. So, we'll update that for sure on Friday. I think the final leg goes on Friday as well, so we'll be definitely keeping an eye on that as the week continues. All right, now let's take a look here. Trial 3 for the Gold Cup in Saucer went down Monday night at Charlottetown Driving Park. Let's see who could make it to the finals.
Quarters next, Lolly Shadow to get him there. Batter up, Hanover in the 2-hole. Third up the rail, bet him again. 1:23 and 2 down at 3/4. They have an 1/8 of a mile left to go. Lolly Shadow turning home. Batter up, Hanover second. Third is Major Hill. PL Aussie coming fourth. Deep stretch now. Lolly Shadow. PL Aussie, wow! What a finish in Cup and Saucer Trial 3. We're going to need a win picture. Time for the mile, 1:51.4.
PL Aussie by Sunshine Beach posts a solid 1:51.4 mile time. Jason Hughes steered the 5-year-old pacer to a 27-3 closing quarter. 8th win of the year for him. 20th lifetime. He has a lifetime mark of 1:48.3, which he did at the Meadowlands earlier this year. And the final rundown was 7:6.35. And if you watched Monday's episode, I picked 6:7.35, so not too bad. The finals, the $100,000 finals, is Saturday. Make sure you tune into Friday's show of Harness News Update. I'll have a full coverage of Gold Cup and Saucer, deep dive into it with a special guest who I'm hoping will have a good chat about everything going on. And again, so check out Friday's episode to cover Saturday's $100,000 Gold Cup and Saucer. And we'll be actually, we're going to take a step back here. We're going to take a quick break. Quick shout out to our sponsors here, and then I'll be back for the Canadian Sire Stakes recap. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. right, welcome back. Now we're going to take a look at the Canadian Sire Stakes recap action. The Ontario Sire Stakes Gold had a couple divisions go off. Leg 3 for the 3-year-old Colton Geldings was Monday at Grand River. Only one split. And here is your top 10 in points for that. A couple are tied there. Hasty Bid and Ghostly Casper tied for first. Tuscan Prince in there. Osceola is fourth. You know, that's your top 10. And here is who was in action Monday night at Grand River. So let's see who wins this one.
Ghostly Casper looks scary good right now and leads by 2 1/4. And they roll by 3/4 in 1:26. The Hazelton is second, 2 lengths back, trying to play. Oh, look, Magic now comes on, then takes third, and Musical Ride is fourth. They turn for home, and Ghostly Casper and Sylvan Filia in the OSS Gold on down the stretch drive and widens out the margin. Now it's just a race against the clock as the Hazelton is going to finish second. Look, Magic third, and Musical Ride is fourth. It's Ghostly Casper in 1:54 4.
Casper by Resolve gets his third win of the year after coming off a 9th place finish in the Hambletonian. One leg 1 of the Ontario Sire Stakes, and now finished second in leg 2. This will put him first in the standings as the horse he was tied with, Hasty Bid, did not enter this week. On Tuesday was the third leg of the 2-year-old filly Pacers at Woodbine Mohawk Park. This one had 2 splits. Here's your top 10, though. Look at that pass line, Better Sisters, Odds on Platinum, It's a Love Thing, Coco Jojo are your top 5, and the rest there. Here, like I said, there's 2 splits. Here was the first, who was competing in the first split that's in the top 10. Let's see if any of these horses could get the job done once again.
Wicked Weather getting underway, has just taken the 5th spot out of the backfield. Travels, Collusion, Hanover, then Century, Kalimba, up at Dort's 3/4 and pass line. She's all alone there. 123 3. Well off them trailing at that point was Right Match. Into the stretch and pass line is still there. Second best on the outside for Watching You. Wicked Weather is coming, and on the far outside, Collusion, Hanover. Pass line almost there. Collusion, Hanover, and Slop Sauce coming to her. She's running at a track and time, though. Pass line wins for James McDonald. Collusion, Hanover was a strong second. Wicked Weather did get third. Watching You fourth. Pass line was perfect tonight. 152 flat.
Pass line by All Bets Off gets her 4th win. She finished second last time out, which was in the Battle of the Bells. She adds this to her first place lead standings. So yeah, she'll definitely jump up in there. The second split, this was who was in the top 10 in points that was racing in the second split. Let's see if any of these ones can get the win.
It's a love thing. It's a love thing. Striding up nicely here for James McDonald. She just took over the deuce. Also right line in a 4th. The Coco Jojo trying to get involved at a 5th. Wicked Leader into the stretch. 124 2 for 3/4. And on the in, still going forward, Resilience. Room at the in. Coming through it inside. Odds on Platinum still coming. It's a Love Thing. 3 across for this drive home. Bearing out. It's a Love Thing. In between Pacers, Resilience. And on the inside, Odds on Platinum. Resilience may have gotten there for Louis. Along the inside, it was Odds on Platinum. Bearing out through the stretch was race favorite. It's a Love Thing. It appeared to be Resilience.
Resilience by Jimmy Freight gets her 2nd win in 3 starts. She won in the Ontario Sire Stakes Grassroots in her debut. Followed that up with a 2nd place finish in the Ontario Sire Stakes Gold. She posted a new lifetime mark of 152 flat. So she was 8th and definitely will move up now. There's also 3-year-old filly Trotters held last night at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Only one split. Here is your top 10 in points. And here's those who were entered in on Tuesday night at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Couple, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everyone except for maybe one of them. So let's see who can win.
Lining at a 3rd was Baroness Hill. Then in 4th, we got Mass Hysteria. Inside, to be 5th. Stonebridge Bravo switching outside. Went HP Extra Ice out of the backfield. Musling Vegas off stride. Near the back was Winooski. And then in ninth was Enola. 3/4 up in 126 flat. This has climbed the pole, and she's given the heavy favorite Righteous Resolve all she can handle. Here on the wide side, Baroness Hill along the inside, climb the pole for an Ontario Sire Stakes Gold shocker. Jameson scores with Climb the Pole here at 24-1. Baroness Hill finishes second. Righteous Resolve third. And in to take fourth appeared to be HP Extra Ice.
Climb the Pole by Cadabra goes wire to wire for her 4th win of the year and her first in the Ontario Sire Stakes Gold. 154 she posts is a new lifetime mark. Carl Jameson trains this filly. She went off at 24-1 at post time, so definitely will solidify herself in the standings. The point leader here in the 3-year-old filly trotters division, Baroness Hill, finished second, so will retain the top point spot. Charlottetown was the site for a few of divisions for the Atlantic Sire Stakes as well over the week. Monday, they had 2 splits for the 3-year-old Colton Pacers. Let's see who wins the first one.
Little more at the rail. Elm Grove Rest win on the outside third. Fisherman Son fourth. 3/4 in 1:27-3, and they're homeward bound. No boats on Sunday brings them home. On the outside, it's Elm Grove Rest win. Starship Art up the inside. Tobin's Prophet, Fisherman Son way wide. No boats on Sunday in the Sire Stakes. Then Elm Grove Rest win with Fisherman Son 156-2.
No Boats on Sunday by Source of Pride gets his 2nd win of the year. He's won 2 out of his 3 last starts. A couple races later, Malignity by Malicious goes 15 wins out of 19 starts, 6 wins out of 8 starts on the year, sitting on a 5-race win streak, and has won 6 out of his last 7. Let's see this final 1/4 mile.
Jake Woodmere Denny sticking right with them. Third up the rail is Woodmere Dealer 1:24. And 1 was the 3/4, 1/8 of a mile out. And Malignity now clear by 2.5. Coming on down the home stretch. Woodmere Denny is second. Woodmere Dealer third. Deep stretch. Now they're a little tired of some pretty wicked fractions. Malignity for Paul Angel. Second is Woodmere Denny. Bacon on a Biscuit rallied up third. An excellent trip. 1:53.4. Wow.
And that again was 3-year-old Colton Pacers. The 2-year-old Trotters had 2 divisions on Tuesday at Charlottetown. First up, Getting Tipsy by E.L. Rocket gets her 2nd win of the year. Went back to back and gets a new lifetime mark of 2:02.2. Let's see this final 1/4 mile.
Trevor, 3/4 in 1:32.3. Getting Tipsy is still there. Pay Me My Money coming to the outside with a stretch drive. Off stride. Ocean View Daisy self-destructed late. Down the stretch they come. Getting Tipsy looking to upset them. From the outside, Pay Me My Money. Getting Tipsy on the line in the Sire Stakes for Mike McGuigan. Pay Me My Money was second. Black Speed will finish third. And the time for the mile in 2:02.2.
And again, that's Getting Tipsy. A couple of races later, Dusty Lane Wee by E.L. Rocket as well. Also gets her 2nd win. Her first win was back Churro Raceway back in July. This last mile time of 2:02.2 is a lifetime mark. Let's see the final 1/4 mile for this one.
And Cutie, Dusty Lane Mabel, 3/4 up in 1:32.1, 1/8 of a mile left to trot, and they're turning on home. Dusty Lane Wee, the leader. On the outside, Rocket Blast. Up the rail, Camco. Laredo is coming back on. Deep stretch. Now, Dusty Lane Wee in the Sire Stakes for Mark Campbell. Second is Camco Laredo. Third, that is Rocket Blast. And the time for the mile in 2:02.2.
And that wraps up the 2-year-old Trotters. Next was the Atlantic Sire Stakes. 3-year-old Trotters, 1 split Tuesday night at Charlottetown. Irish Ray by Muscle Through It goes perfect. 15 for 15 lifetime, 4 for 4 this year. Tough horse to beat. Let's see how he finishes this race off.
7 3/4 goes to Irish Ray in 1:29 He's getting away on them now. Clear by 3. Second is Getting Salty. Windermere Got Muscle third. Homeward bound in the Sire Stakes. Irish Ray, you're watching 15 in a row. Mark Campbell in the driver's seat for the going away winner. Getting Salty held second. Windermere Got Muscle third. And the time for the mile in 1:58.3.
Again, that's Irish Ray now, who is just shy of $100,000 in lifetime earnings. We're going to step away for one more time to take a look at our sponsors here, and we'll be back for U.S. Sire Stakes action. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. We did Canadian Sire Stakes action. Now it's time for the United States Sire Stakes action, and this is brought to you by the United States Trotting Association. We had New York had a couple different divisions going on. We had Kentucky have a couple divisions going on, and Maryland kicked off a few of their divisions. So up first, we'll look at the New York Sire Stakes, leg 5 of the 2-year-old filly trotters. And this is the standings up until now, top 10 of the standings anyway. After 4 legs heading into this one, pretty tight, we got some horses here at the top and a bunch at the bottom looking to get into the finals right now. So, and here is actually the horses that were in. There was 3 splits on Monday at Monticello for the 5th leg, and this is who's in the first split. This was the first race of the card on Monday at Monticello. Only the one horse, 7 Year Itch, out of the top 10 lined up for this one. That was in the top 10 anyway. Let's see who can get the job done.
Turn. Sad Bird Still Sing, and the favorite still in front. Here comes 7 Year Itch. Moving up alongside, looking to take on the favorite, and they're at the top of the lane here in the Sire Stake. Jordan Stratton and Tyler Buter, these two will go nip and tuck coming to the line. Who's it going to be? On the inside, Sad Bird Still Sing, 7 Year Itch. Who's it going to be down to the line? Here's the finish. Very tight. Maybe 7 Year Itch over Sad Bird Still Sing.
7 Year Itch by Chapter 7 gets her second win, in 5 starts. Now back-to-back wins. Now, after that, we'll actually be sitting 4th in the standings, jumped up from 8th. Vernon Beachy Trains. A couple races later, race 5. These were the horses here that were in the top 10 of standings going into this one. You have the points leader, Sister Mary Maud. You also have who's 5th, Communion Money, along with 9 and 10, Aaron and Hippie Shake. Let's see who could take home this one.
Sister Mary Maud in front. On the outside, Erin trying to close in second. Pocket Trip Star Attraction is third. Farther back there comes Twilight Dio fourth. Top of the stretch here in the Sire Stake, it's still Sister Mary Maud still in front, and a very confident Joe Bongiorno. Sister Mary Maud, she strolls on home in an easy win here in 1:58.3.
Sister Mary Maud, by Crazy Wow, gets a 5th win and 6 starts. now has 5 straight wins after finishing 4th in her debut, adds another big win point to her point total there, and has a good lead in the standings. Ron Burke trains this 2-year-old trotter. A few races later with the third and final split, here is who lined up in the top 10 in this one. You had third place Senorita Palima. You also had the 7 Crowbar Girl. So, so these horses will battle out with a couple others. Let's see who takes home this one.
My third now goes right back in 3/4 in 127 and 129 and 2/3 panel. Swinging around the final turn, Senorita Palima. And look at her just trot away from the rest of the horses, leaving Jeannie's Action behind. And they're at the top of the stretch. They turn for home. Senorita Palima by the length of the stretch. And Mark McDonald and Senorita Palima. Looks like we're going to have a new track record here. Do we have it? 156 and 4.
Senorita Palima by another Chapter 7 posts a new lifetime mark of 156 and 4 in her second lifetime start. Now leapfrogs into second place. Ocas Fonset's Trey. And so before the second place, our Melina did not race here. Serena Palima now is in second. The 3-year-old filly trotters had their 6th leg of the New York Sire Stakes at Yonkers on Tuesday. 2 splits, but here's the top 10 for this one. Actually, 11 horses because there was a tie for 10th. And here's how they line up. Here in the first 2 splits, only a couple of them slid into the first split who were in the top 10. You have the 7 Canterbury Hanover, 7th place, in the standings. And you also have one of the 10th place horses, You So Sweet Blue Chip, lining up into this one. Let's see who can take home this one.
From the front, Ruth Honig now to last to the outside, as it's still GG Hanover, So Sweet Blue Chip right there. Outside third, Destiny's Darling grinding all the range, pinned down 3/4, 128 at 29 and 1/3 for GG Hanover, looking to finish it out there. Outside, Destiny's Darling gains. Inside, You So Sweet Blue Chip looking for Racing Herb. Outside, Canterbury Hanover 4th. They straighten the way for the stretch drive. GG Hanover by a length and a quarter. You So Sweet Blue Chip second. Outside, Destiny's Darling starts to stall. GG Hanover, You So Sweet Blue Chip out for the drive. GG Hanover hangs in there. Wins by 3 parts over You So Sweet Blue Chip. Then Canterbury Hanover and all the rage. Final time 157.
GG Hanover, another Chapter 7, gets her 3rd win of the year and now her 2nd in the New York Sire Stakes Series. She was 5th in points, but should move up big time with this victory. She had 3 straight second-place finishes before finishing 6th in the Hamiltonian Oaks elimination. Now with back-to-back wins now she has back-to-back wins in the winner's circle. A couple races later, race 4. These are the horses in the top 10 that lined up for this one. You have the point leader, Royal Philly. Sliding in this one, you also have 4th place, Pride and Joy. Instagram Model in 6th place. 8th and 9th place on the house and Point Reyes, and of course the other 10th place horse, Jean's Action. Can any of these horses get the win? Let's see.
But up on the outside, moving quickly now. Here comes Royal Philly, dropping back Jean's Action. Outside, trying to gain Pride and Joy. 126 for 3/4. Entryway of turn 4. Instagram Bottle by 4. Royal Philly picks up the chase. Back to third. Kaylee S. top of the stretch. Pride and Joy up into 4th. Jean's Action 5th. They straighten away for the stretch drive. It's Instagram Bottle well clear. Royal Philly 2nd. Kaylee S. trying to protect 3rd from a rallying Pride and Joy. But it's all Instagram Bottle. She brought it today. Royal Philly was 2nd. It's like Kaylee S. may have held 3rd from Pride and Joy. The final clocking 154 and 3.
Instagram Model gets her 2nd win of the year. Her first win came back in June in the New York Sire Stakes Series. She finished 6th in the Hamiltonian Oaks her last time out, but now gets the win. Was tied for 5th with GG Hanover, who won the other one, so they'll both be jumping up somewhat in the standings. The points leader, Royal Philly, finished 2nd behind Instagram Model and will remain at the top of the table. The Red Mile hosted a couple divisions on Monday for the Kentucky Sire Stakes. Up first was the 2nd leg of 2-year-old filly trotters. Up on the screen here is your current point totals. And now here is the ones that raced in leg 2. You have the first in points, Dulcimara, the second in points, Honorable Way, Prominence, and third in points. You had the fourth place, Volcanic Blue Chip, fifth place in Miss Dewar, and ninth place in Date Night Hanover, and a couple others. So let's see who will win this one.
Advancing now up with the outside, fourth in front of Volcanic Blue Chip. Allegiance going to have to take flight. She's there, six, still 8 lengths off the top as Dulcimara stays on the ground. 3/4, 125-1. Here's Date Night Hanover trying to push on past Miss Dior, who gives way down at the inside. Special Talent inching in down the center. Volcanic Blue Chip threading through horses. She'll dive through late down at the inside, but it's Date Night Hanover mid-stretch. Volcanic Blue Chip trying to surge past for Svanstead. Date Night Hanover or Volcanic Blue Chip. These two are going to battle down to the finish. It's Volcanic Blue Chip down at the inside, or Date Night Hanover. Volcanic Blue Chip or Date Night Hanover. Date Night Hanover lunged back late. It's very close with Volcanic Blue Chip. Special Talent third, Allegiant fourth, 154.
Date Night Hanover gets her third win in 4 starts. Started her career with back-to-back wins in the New York Sire Stakes. Had a hiccup in the first Kentucky Series leg with an early break, but bounced back with this win. Gets a 154 flat mile time, which is her lifetime mark, and I think should be tied now for leading in points. They also held the second leg for the 3-year-old Colton Gelding Pacers on Monday. Not many horses were in the first leg, and here they are. And actually, only a couple of these horses were in leg 2, but there was a couple other big-time names that got added. It's My Show and Cannibal to name a few, and a couple others. Let's see who won this one.
Up on the outside of fourth in front of For Once in My Life. They race towards the top of the stretch. Bamboozler there. Here's Cannibal up and out of the pocket, but It's My Show moving up 3/4, 119-3. So Bamboozler carving up a crisp pace. Cannibal trying to blast past off the perfect trip. Here's It's My Show, though, rallying up at the 4 outside. It's My Show and Cannibal. The two favorites go at it in mid-stretch. It's My Show lunging up at the 4 outside. It's My Show. Sprints past a win. Cannibal was second. For Once in My Life finished third. It was tied for fourth. 146-4.
It's My Show, the North America Cup winner, put up a world record time, 146-4, 8 wins and 9 starts. Linda Toscano trains. Cannibal finished second and will pick up 25 points in the standings. Wow. So a couple big heavy hitters jumped into this one and made themselves at home. And last but certainly not least, in the United States Sire Stakes action, we had 2 different divisions for Maryland Sire Stakes kicking off. First up, we had 2 splits for the first leg of 2-year-old filly Pacers at Ocean Downs on Monday. Let's see who wins the first one.
Porter has been motionless in the bike. He hasn't asked her yet. 3/4 in 1, 29-3, 29-3 third quarter, and now Fancy Like That begins to impose her will, and in a blink of an eye, she's moved clear by 7, and she is long gone. COVID for real out after second, but Fancy Like That, this 2-year-old filly's just in complete command as she's fled the scene and going to win it with authority by almost 8.5 or 9 in the end. COVID for real second, gracefully chosen, and Who Dat Really in 158.
Fancy Like That by Rusty's For Real gets her 4th win in 6 lifetime starts, puts up a 158 flat lifetime mark, won 3 straight to start her career, and had a 5th place to end the streak. Now she bounced back. A couple races later was the 2nd division for 2-year-old filly Pacers in Maryland. Rusty's Babe Ruth, another Rusty's For Real, breaks her maiden in her 2nd start, finished 2nd in her debut, and follows that up with a 158-2 win. Let's check it out.
The outside now making a break there was Your Grace Found Me. She's gone off stride. 3/4 up in 1, 29-2, 30-1 third quarter final turn. And Rusty's Baby Ruth has been isolated on the lead most of the way. In second is Marissa For Real. Then it comes Tailgate Queen. They're at the top of the stretch, and Rusty's Baby Ruth, and she has not had an anxious moment, and she is long gone. Rusty's Baby Ruth, and she never gave them a chance. 4.5 in the end. Marissa For Real second, recovering for third, Your Grace Found Me, and Tailgate Queen. Last home, How About Dim Up?
And again, that was Rusty's Babe Ruth. That same night, Monday at Oceans Down, 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters kicked off. Only 1 split. Let's see who wins.
They have to reel in the War Pony. KJ Dash and the birthday boy Victor Kirby every chance. They've gone 3 quarters in 1:30-2. That was a 30-2 third quarter on the final turn. 3 lengths back to Locked Out, who's got to do better. A long way back then to Whitesville Joy, and you're all racing snails. Top of the stretch, and there goes KJ Dash. On the outside, War Pony could not fend him off. 2 lengths back third, Locked Out, but it's the birthday boy, Victor Kirby and KJ Dash. Won it by 2.5. War Pony's second, third was Locked Out, and a long way back. Y'all racing snails fourth.
KJ Dash by Lockkeeper also breaks his maiden in his second start, puts up a 2:01 mile time. And that's our United States Sires action. And that's everything I actually have for the show today. Make sure you tune in on Friday. Gold Cup and Saucer preview. We'll have a guest in to talk about everything going on the Maritimes and specifically Charlottetown with their Gold Cup and Saucer. Thank you to our sponsors, Harness Bid for today and United States Trotting Association for the United States Sire part, and our presenting sponsor, harnesslink.com. On behalf of everyone at Harness Link and Harness Bid, it's Trey Colbeck, Ace Behind the Scenes. See you next time. Bye-bye.